My name is Maxwell. I am a firefighter-paramedic with Saskatoon Fire Department. As a firefighter-paramedic, we respond to 911 calls. So we do firefighting, we do rescue, we do medical calls. We kind of are the middleman when it comes to emergency services. Our role is very broad. We do a lot of different things for a lot of different people. We have our daily duty roles, and then we have different weekly things that we get done as well. But every day we're cleaning the trucks, we're cleaning the hall at a certain time. But in terms of our work, we never know what a day is going to look like. It can be very slow depending on what calls we come in, or it can be quite busy, and we're kind of just running around doing a lot of different calls. When I finished high school, I really didn't know where I wanted to go. So I ended up getting a job with Saskatoon Light and Power with the City of Saskatoon, and I worked there as a laborer for 2 years, or just over 2 years. And in that time frame, I ended up figuring out that firefighting was where I wanted to go. So about a year into being out of high school, I had to apply for college and go through that whole process. And I ended up getting into Manitoba Emergency Services College, and I did their public fire and paramedic program for 10 months. When I finished that and graduated, I came back and worked with Saskatoon Fire Department as a community relations coordinator. They had a bike patrol team the summer that I graduated, so I was doing work with them in that capacity. Following that, I worked in rural EMS, so a lot of firefighters are paramedics as well. So, and a lot of people do end up starting their career as a paramedic. So I went and worked at Saskatoon District Ambulance for about 10 months, and then got on with SFD as a firefighter-paramedic. So in terms of schooling, there's a few different avenues you can take. People will typically take one of two avenues. They'll go out to Manitoba Emergency Services College or Lakeland College in Vermilion. The processes there are different. In Brandon, in Manitoba, they have a combined program, so you do your firefighting and your paramedic together while you're there. Vermilion, they have both programs, but they're kind of separate. So you go and do your firefighting, and then you have to apply and do your paramedic elsewhere. I do believe they have a paramedic program there, but I know a lot of people that are from Saskatchewan specifically, they will go to Sask Polytech and do their primary care paramedic program there. Different prospects for our industry is, I mean, we're always going to need people, right? There's always going to be a need for emergency services, whether that's in a paramedic capacity, a police capacity, a firefighting capacity. We're always needing people. We're always growing. Cities are expanding, so our department is expanding. So there's always going to be a need. And then there's also different ways that you can go into volunteering as well. If you find yourself more in the paramedic stream, starting out, you can look at doing some volunteer stuff as well, because I know there's a lot of departments that are looking for that. It's a very exciting career. There's a lot of different things that are evolving, but there's a lot of need for people to keep growing. One thing that people should think about before they get into this job is kind of what support system they have. Obviously, we're normal people seeing not normal things, and there are tough parts of the job. Learning how to compartmentalize in a way is very good, a very good skill to learn. But also, we're not afraid to ask for help if there's a mental health crisis that we end up facing, that we need that support. So the fire department does have people that we can access, as well as the City of Saskatoon. So there are different ways that we facilitate that. But then, yeah, make sure that if you are considering, make sure that you have that support when you come into that, because that's a very large concern, and a very big thing that we talk about is just making sure that your mental health is okay, and that you're not afraid to make sure that you're pursuing that if you do end up getting into the career. I love that I get to help people every day. That was one thing that I really wanted in a career, was that I was going to be working with people, that I was going to be helping them. I've helped deliver babies, but a lot of times we're meeting people in the worst day of their life, and I love knowing that I'm possibly making it a little bit better, or making it a little easier to get through. So you get two different aspects, right? I mean, that's a very beautiful thing about our job that we get to see. One piece of advice I would give is if you're strongly considering it, chase after it, make it a goal, work hard for it. In this career, you need to have a work ethic. So as much as you can, develop that work ethic. Make sure that you're pursuing every possible opportunity that you can to get into the career and make it a fulfilling career. We can't be lazy when we're working on the job. I mean, there's downtime for sure at the hall, but when we're out working, we have to be on our best. So preparing for anything and preparing in excellence is a huge piece of advice I would give. Is when you're doing something, do it with excellence and do it to the best of your ability, and keep pushing to work to that next level. Being a woman getting into the career, it can be tough. It can be very intimidating. But as a woman, there's something different that we can bring to the table, even just in our maternal nature. We're put in a very special position in terms of that, and I think just don't be afraid to ask for help. Everyone wants to see you succeed, and there are things that we have to consider and do differently. Even just the way that our bodies are made. We're maybe not as strong as our male partner, but they're never going to shy away from helping you if you're needing help in any situation. So just know who you are, know your worth when you come in, and make sure you don't let that go.